to start. I'm ready to get going. It's fresh in my mind, so I'm ready to go. I just want to paint the picture that first of all, I'm 41 and you're like 22, and I watched this movie next to my 11-year-old daughter, 9-year-old son, and my wife, and we all watched the movie. My wife doesn't like stupid movies usually and doesn't like slapstick, but I found her smiling a lot and laughing at this, which was weird. She was like entertained by it, even though it was stupid. But so anyway, what overall, I liked it, kind of, and it sounds like you hated it. So we're gonna go
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. I thought this movie was just really bad. I'm not gonna be like this tarnishes the legacy of the original Happy Gilmore, but I mean this is not canon in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like if I watch Happy Gilmore 1, I'm not gonna think, oh yeah, all this stuff then happened. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this is a thing that exists to me. In the same way that like Beetlejuice 2, just like it's a thing that exists, but I'm never gonna actually treat it like it's a part of like the canon of the universe or whatever the fuck, because
Uh.
I don't really like anything that happened in it.
You know what?
The
That that's a great point. I feel like I liked this and I liked Beetlejuice, but it feels like I'm watching like a disconnected version of a follow up to those first movies, like
Yeah,
like an AI smack, like hey AI,
yeah,
write
doesn't
Happy
really
Gilmore
feel
too.
like it's actually. It doesn't actually feel like a continuation of the story. It's almost like a what if this happened?
If it feels like a love
You know?
letter, like if somebody sat you down and said, "I'm going to put you to sleep now, and you're going to have a dream in the way of a love letter to that movie." That's what it feels like. It feels like a dream of a love letter to an original movie. That's what it feels like in a weird way. And for some reason, that's not pleasing you, but it's pleasing me.
No, I felt this movie to be very, what's the word for it? Like trying too hard at some points to like be wacky and zany. And it's like, oh look, we have the jackass guy's son, and he's played by Eminem, and that's goofy, huh? And like it's almost reveling in its badness, and it's almost trying to own it, but it doesn't to me because it's still a really bad movie.
They definitely said in this movie they were like, okay, this is stupid, so let's literally be stupid. This isn't, but I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with me, but when a lot of times movies that do that don't work for me. But and I know that Red Letter Media has talked about this, but like Gremlins 2, and the last Matrix, the biggest examples of movies saying, oh, we must make a sequel, but we don't want to really make a sequel, so we'll make a sequel that's kind of like a joke out of the whole franchise. That's what Gremlins 2 is. That's what The Matrix 4 is. And honestly, a little bit of what Beetlejuice 2 is and what this Happy Gilmore is. So,
But
but
with
I like them. I
Beetlejuice
don't know
2,
why.
you know what? With Beetlejuice 2, I feel like that's a movie where I would get more upset because of the like it's like a actual legendary movie. And not saying that Happy Gilmore 1 isn't legendary, but you know what I mean? It's not like held in that same
Yeah.
esteem sort of. Um but like this movie, Happy Gilmore was like a good comedy, but it was also a good movie. This movie made me laugh a few times, especially Shooter McGavin. I thought he was fucking hilarious at some
Dude,
points.
when he ran out of the mental place, when he got
Yes.
out and he was like
I know when he's reading Stephen Hawking. He's like, this guy's nuts. Like I thought that was pretty cool. Like he was funny in it, and there were funny moments where I like chuckled from like just how stupid it was.
Yeah, it was
But
I was
it
laughing at how
wasn't.
dumb it was. Not I wrote that down. I wrote down I laughed a lot, but like at how ridiculous whatever it was they were doing. Not laughed like that there was a joke and it's funny. I was laughing at like I can't believe this is in this movie, but I'm laughing though. So did it work? I guess I don't
But
know.
I found myself laughing less and less. And I think by the halfway point, I was just done with it. I'm like, this movie's still going on. I don't really like it anymore.
Yeah.
and Like when they started introducing the sons, like that was almost a joke in and of itself, where it's like, oh look, everybody has their son. Basically, meet Happy. Like, oh, there's Chubb's son. Here's the jackass guy's son. Here's the big stupid guy who had the nail in his head son. Like,
Hmm.
which I don't know. I don't know if that was like CGI. Like that guy didn't look real. Almost. I don't know
Yeah,
if that
no,
was
he
like
was he.
real.
I'll tell you what, whatever it was a tall guy that didn't look like the other guy really, so they put him in a mustache so he looked weird, right? I don't know if that's like really that guy's son or something. I don't know. It's
But he
hard to
looked
tell.
weird. It looked like there was a digital effect on him. I don't know. Just
Yeah,
he didn't look. He had an uncanny valley look to him.
yeah, he looked like he was
Um,
in a Tim Burton movie, but like this was,
yeah.
yeah, this was Happy Gilmore, so it was like weird.
There was a lot of jokes that I think that when like they happen, I'm like, this is so. It's not even that it's not funny. It's like childish to like a 4-year-old level. You
Well,
know, I'm
even
like,
weirder, there's a lot of jokes in this that are jokes that nobody gets that I was laughing at some of them. Like they're referencing a guy who got a DUI in sports like years ago and other things like that where like I'm like I don't think 80% of the audience knows what that was about. Like I'm sitting there thinking I'm looking at my 9-year-old, he doesn't know what that was. My wife certainly doesn't. My daughter doesn't. Nobody got that joke except for me and maybe like 80,000 people that listen to sports talk radio. Like
yeah.
it was very. I mean, like it's weird. It's weird that some of the jokes that were in it that were like deep cuts or like I don't even know ambiguous. I don't know. Also, I don't know. I don't think they needed to do all the flashbacky things. For some reason, it was like you wouldn't get
Every
like every time they set up somebody's kid or whatever the fuck, they had to cut to like a scene from the original movie, like to be like this. I'm like, why are they doing that? You don't need
Well,
to do that.
the movie essentially is just the first movie, but like kind of reworked. I mean, and it's a similar plot structure too. You know, like he's good at the first few tournaments. You know, or no, he fucks up the first few times, and then he gets really good. Then he has a really bad game that sets him like down a spiral, and then you know he has like that like triumphant comeback at the end. The only thing is,
Except it's
there's a lot of
rushed.
points in the movie.
It's rushed in
It's
this.
very rushed. It's very rushed, but there's points like there's like random subplots that show up out of nowhere, like oh, they want to arrest Happy. Oh, never mind, they don't.
Yeah.
Like we have a warrant for Happy's arrest. That actually worked out off screen.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
Like,
I was a little confused at that too. Maybe they explained it and I missed it, but
and I really like. I thought it was funny at first with like the returning characters, but like a lot of them are returning. And again, like you said, the flashback moment would happen. Like when we saw the guy who used to be the real estate agent guy, and now he's like a lawyer. And it's like we didn't need to see. First of all, I didn't need to see that character ever again. Nor did I really remember him. Like, oh yeah, kind of, yeah, I remember that guy a little bit. Did he need to come back? You know, the caddy coming back, like his caddy that he choked out coming back, I thought was funny because he was like, like what did he say? Like he was mimicking his voice.
yeah.
You're an idiot. What an
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, that was
Like,
kind of funny.
Like I kind of thought he was funny just because of like how like retarded that was. Like it was almost again, it was childish. We're like, you're stupid.
It's Adam Sandler. I mean, it is Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? Like these movies. Like,
oh no, yeah.
if you
almost forget about it though, because he hasn't done one of these types of movies in forever.
Yeah, you're right. And that was another thing. There were a lot of this movie, I feel like it was Adam Sandler. It wasn't Happy Gilmore. And except for the weird thing is when he met with Shooter, when they finally meet up in the graveyard thing, that was when I was like, he sounded like Happy Gilmore. He was actually acting kind of like Happy Gilmore when he was around Shooter, but in the other scenes in the movie, he was just sort of Adam Sandler. If that makes any sense, like he didn't.
That was actually that scene. I thought was one of the lesser enjoyable scenes for me and for Happy because it's like he was delivering all his lines with like smiling when it's supposed to be like these two guys meet and they like don't like each other at first, and also they made up like insanely quick. Like
that was weird.
Fucking this guy.
Yeah.
This guy was in prison for years and he even said he wants to kill him, and then they get out and they fight for like 2 seconds, and then immediately
they're like good pals, and for some reason, like they both like stop at Chubbs's grave as if like Shooter McGavin had a connection to Chubbs, which he
Well,
didn't.
let's be honest. All those people in the graveyard made no. I mean, dude, like there are so many times in this movie.
No,
I
but
for,
what I mean, like, I'll let you finish your point. But what I meant is that like they made a point to make a joke out of all the people's like names and stuff on the gravestone. Like it's funny that all of them happen to be buried in the same fucking graveyard, which is actually a joke that I thought up of for the Rocky movies. I thought it'd be hilarious if like I thought it'd be hilarious if, like, in Creed, when he goes to visit Apollo's grave, then like the reveal would be that also Rocky is buried there, and so is Paulie, and so is like everybody is like buried at the graveyard. So I'm happy that that joke was finally like lived on screen. Like I got to see that come to life in a way.
They made up way too quick. That was a huge point.
But when they stop at Chubbs's grave, it's almost like, oh, well, both of these guys had like a connection to Chubbs, and that's why they're gonna just sit it out and talk now. Like, but Shooter McGavin, I don't even think had one line of dialogue with Chubbs.
Right. Yeah. No. I don't.
I think he mocked Happy for killing him.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Happy should be in jail at this point for murder.
I thought they really because it was good when the bad guy Maxie Pad, whatever, I just call him Keemstar. When Keemstar guy was like, "Oh yeah, that's Virginia, she's dead," and Shooter's like, "Oh my, she's dead," and that was like when you got the tip off of, oh, Shooter's not a complete evil person, and that's why I thought later on it would have been better if like Shooter slowly turned. Like throughout, he saw that group was evil and they wanted to do these terrible things to Happy and his family, and he sees Happy's down and he's down, and so then like he sort of slowly turns. But yeah, they just flipped the switch out of nowhere on him, like, oh fuck it, like so it could have been better. So that's this. There's a lot of things that could have been better that they didn't do.
And I didn't really like any of the side characters. Like the kids are all forgettable and don't really have any personalities.
They skimped on the actor. I don't know if you noticed this, but
first of all,
hey, listen to the rest of this. This is the movie that I wrote 3 years ago almost. I said that Happy Gilmore should team up with Shooter,
right now, patreon.com,
and then also that
the
new world of golf is different because Happy Gilmore
2, it's all spoilers. Go there now. Link is in the description and in the top of the comments below.